Well, what drama in Barcelona last weekend, and we've got back-to-back races now with the San Marino Grand Prix coming up at Mizano World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli. We're joined by Jack Appleyard and Nick Harris once again. Nick, first of all, I've got to say, what a major escape for Pecco Bagnaia at Barcelona last weekend. That could have been much worse.
It certainly could have been. I'll be honest with you, Greg. I closed my eyes and just sat there and waited to hear what the outcome was. A horrendous-looking accident, and then to be hit, as he was, by Brad Binder. But quick medical services, everything was done so well, and it does appear he's escaped miraculously from what it could have been an absolute tragedy.
I guess as well though, Jackie boy, Enea Bastianini, what's he got to do to have a break this year? And I don't mean a broken leg or a broken ankle, just some good luck. What is going on with Bastianini this year?
Yeah, it was really unfortunate at the opening round in Portimao, and that's just completely derailed his season. I mean, you can say it was bad luck. It was also of his own making in Barcelona. It was a fair old lunge up the inside, which unfortunately had huge consequences. But as you rightly say, out for this weekend and the following two as well. I mean, 2023 at this point now is just a complete write-off for the beast. What a change in fortunes from what he enjoyed last year.
Aprilia, that was pretty impressive stuff, and a double there for Aleix Espargaro at home. Lovely to see the kids up there on the podium with him as well. But are they going to carry that form now into Mizano? As you say, totally different kettle of fish.
It is a very different circuit. Aprilia scored their very first Grand Prix victory at Mizano, 1987, Loris Reggiani, on the 250, on the two-stroke, of course, in those days. Vinales has finished third there on the Aprilia last year, so it is very different. It's a fascinating event in every way, with the injury to Bagnaia. How fit will he be? How good will Aprilia be there? And Jorge Martin, he must have a sniff. What is he, 50 points down now on Bagnaia? He must just be thinking, well, if I'm going to go for it, this is the time to do it.
So, Guru pick number one for Jack Appleyard. What have we got? Let's take a look. So, a couple of overtakes. This was a good one, wasn't it? Down into turn one, and this proved to be the move for the Grand Prix win on Sunday. Aleix Espargaro up the inside. Bit cheeky, though. Maverick Vinales going off.
Yeah, it was a little bit cheeky, but I think you've got to give credit where it's due. We saw the slow-mo shots of the front tyres of both riders, and they were absolutely chewed to pieces. Yeah. So you can imagine braking at well over 300 kilometres an hour down into turn one was pretty scary stuff when you didn't have too much feeling through the front tyre. So the fact that he got it stopped and just about stayed within track limits was a good job by Aleix.
Okay, talk us through this next one then, because this is another move down into that popular passing place at turn one, and Fabio Di Gianantonio this time being overtaken. Let's have a look as Augusto Fernandez comes through.
Yeah, Augusto has been a bit of a Sunday man of late so far this year. Just like Brad Binder, we know him as Mr. Sunday of MotoGP. Well, Augusto's taking that crown as well, I think. Look at that. Fair play to Digia. Didn't want to let it go, did he? Trying to hang on around the outside, but the pair of them doggedly determined, and Augusto just, in the end, elbowing him out the way.
Which is it to be then?
I mean, you've got to go for the race-winning overtake. There was so much on the line, so much pressure, so much expectation for Aleix, and to get it done on your teammate as well. I'm sure he was thinking, come on, please, for the love of God, I don't want to take us both down here. So I've got to go for Aleix Espargaro's race-winning move.
Okay, nice one. This one's for you, Mr. Harris, this time. So what have we got? Are we going to get a video? Are we going to get pictures? We're going to get pictures. So it's quite simple. Is it Casey Stoner in 2007 or Marc Marquez? Look how young he looks there in 2013.
Wow, that's tough. Two great world champions, two history-making world champions. I'm going to go for Casey because he hadn't won a world title before, and to win it for Ducati the way he did, I think was fantastic. But it's a very difficult because Mark came in that first season and just blitzed everybody, didn't he? But I'm going to go for Casey.
Talk us through. We'll start with you first of all, Nick. What have you gone for and why? Just talk us through, because it's quite tricky this weekend after what happened to Pecco Bagnaia, isn't it? It's
very tricky indeed. So I'd like to say I'm full of confidence, but I've gone for Jorge Martin in pole. The sprint, I've gone for Bezzecchi because it's almost his home race. I think it's time we saw a little bit more from him. For the race, bit of a surprise. I'm going to go for Maverick Vinales. He was so close in Barcelona. Got a decent record at Mizano. Most overtakes. Again, I'm going to go for Fabio Quartararo.
Okay, and don't forget, everybody, it's MotoGPGuru.com. Plenty of prizes available. Okay, Jack, what have you gone for in comparison with Nick? Let's have a look.
Not too dissimilar, actually. Jorge Martin on pole and sprint win as well. Big weekend for him with Pecco, maybe not 100%. He needs to cash in. Maverick for the race on Sunday. Super confident on Sunday night, just a couple of days ago. He loves this Mizano circuit. And then Mr. Sunday 2.0, Augusto Fernandez. He was best comeback in Catalonia. I think he can do the same again in Mizano.
Okay, well, I agree with you. Here's mine. I've gone for the same in terms of comeback, a little bit different with the other predictions. I've gone Bezzecchi. I just think there'll be a Ducati on pole, but I think Pecco might have some troubles, but we'll find out, I guess, after free practice one. Binder, I think that's just because I want KTM to be on top again. They've not won for some time, but I reckon Martin, I'm not sure, actually. I've got to say, even looking at that now, I'm not sure whether I've done the right thing here or not. So difficult to predict, though, isn't it? But it's pretty much all based on the fact, gentlemen, that Pecco Bagnaia has been injured. Who knows? I mean, maybe, Jack, he'll come out and he'll be okay riding. Sometimes we see riders unable to walk properly, but when they're actually on the bike, they're okay, aren't they? So I guess free practice one on Friday is going to be critical to tell.
Yeah, and do you know what? It would not surprise me one bit if Bagnaia won the race on Sunday. He just seems to have the bit between his teeth. He loves this Mizano circuit. He should have really picked up his first ever Grand Prix win here. Back in 2020, was it? When he crashed out with just a couple of laps remaining. He obviously did the business 12 months ago, fending off Enea Bastianini. So I think even if he's at 85, 90%, he's got every chance of being successful.
Now, quickly, special request from the Guru production team, Nick Harris. Could you just give us a bit of commentary for the last three corners of the Mizano race? Because there's always drama into that last corner, isn't there?
It certainly is.
So they come through the very fast right-hander. Now they're on the brakes. They're really on the brakes. Tighter and tighter and tighter till they arrive at the right-hander. Little short straight. That final corner beckons. What a corner it is. And they come through safely. And Maverick Vinales wins at Mizano. And I pick up all my maximum points.
Hopefully, Jack, that's not what is going to be happening, and he will not be picking up maximum points.
Well, I've gone for Maverick, so
you have.
Quite happy with that. Quite happy with that. I must say, 10 out of 10, Nick. A brilliant rendition, as always.
Don't forget, it's MotoGPGuru.com, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for the first ever Indian Grand Prix from the Bud International Circuit. But for now, it's ciao and good luck for Mizano.